Welcome guys to my Blockbuster TV. So you are all welcome to today's movies podcast. So for today's movies content, I'm going to walk you through a new trending movie. This movie is a zombie movie. This movie is called the Elixir. This movie is actually very nice, has an interesting story plot. If you haven't watched this movie, try to take a look at the movie and you will love it. So for this content, I'm going to walk you through this movie. I'll give you the detailed breakdown about this movie. Then after which I'll give you the lessons which I took away from the movie. And finally, I'll give the movie rating about this content. So guys, you should stay with us to the end of this content. And if you haven't yet subscribed, please hit the subscribe button, like and share our videos. So guys, just stay tuned with me and let me walk you through this movie's content. Okay. This movie was plotted in Indonesia. It was focused on a lady, Kenis, whose father owned a herbal medicine company and she also had a brother named Bangs. Kenis was married to Rudy, one of her father's employees, and they both had a son, Reha. Although Kenis was planning to divorce her husband because she suspected him to be having an affair with another lady. After Kenis lost her mother, her best friend Karina, she immediately got married to her father, probably because of his money, but Kenis was never in support of this. She was against her best friend for getting married to her own father. Then over the years, Kenny's father became experiencing aging and old age. Then he decided to sell off his herbal medicine company. Then a new medicine company emerged, and this company, they came up with a special serum which can remove every sign of aging and return the person back to his or her youthful body. This medicine was called the Elixir, but before it can be deployed for public sales, two samples were sent to the CEOs of the top two herbal medicine companies in Indonesia. And they were the Kenny's father and some other lady named Grace. So the horror in this movie all began when the medicine samples were sent to these two prominent individuals. Though it happened that Kenny's father was the first to consume this medicine. Then in a few moments, he regained his strength, his grey hairs and wrinkles all disappeared, and thus he got back to his youthful body. Then due to this, he decided to inform all his family members and relatives in a meeting that he would no longer be selling his company. But unfortunately, in that same meeting, that was when the negative side of the drug manifested. This medicine killed Kenny's father and brought him back to life as a zombie. Then he attacked everyone in that meeting and he killed some of them before he was finally taken down. But during the attack, the driver of Kenny's father, though he was beaten, he managed to escape with a car in order to look for help. Then Kenny's, Rudy, Yaha, Karina, and Bang were the only survivors from that meeting at the moment, but it wasn't over because all those people that were beaten, they all came back to life as zombies. Though at the same time, the chief of the community was hosting a party few miles away from this incident. There at this party was a lady called Nixie, whose fiancé was a police officer known as Rema. But unfortunately, the driver of Kenny's father, who was also beaten, he lost control and crashed into this party. And after a few moments, he turned to a zombie and attacked everyone at the party. But only Nixie managed to survive from this party and she hid herself in a house. Then at the moment, the pandemic has spread across the city but hasn't reached the police station yet. In the course of this struggle for survival, Kennis and Bang, they parted ways from Kara, Rudy, and Rhea. Passing through all the fears and horrors on their way, Kennis and Bang, they managed to reach the police station to report these incidents. While Kara, Rudy, and Rhea, they ended up in the same house where Nixie was hiding. But unfortunately, Rudy got beaten and he turned to a zombie. After some few hours, the zombie pandemic finally reached the police station. Thus, during their struggle for survival, everyone got infected and turned to zombies, apart from Kenny's, Bang, and Rema, the fiancé of Nixie. And at the other side, Karina, Yelha, and Nixie were hiding in the same house. So at the police station, Kenny's, Bang, and Rema, they all kitted up and they decided to find their way to the house where Karina, Reha, and Nixie were. But at the same time, these three people in that house were also planning to find their way to the police station. Though it wasn't an easy one because of the pandemic was high and the zombies were all over the city. But fortunately for them, it started raining, and once these zombies were exposed to rain, they become demobilized, and this served as an advantage to those people who were uninfected. Finally, with the help of the rainfall, Kenneth was able to escape from the police station with a truck, while Bank and Rema decided to stay back and wait for her. At the same time, Karina, Reinhard, and Nixie also escaped from the house where they were hiding with a bike. So these four persons, they collided on their way and they teamed up in the truck and decided to head back to the police station to rescue the other two. At the moment, their truck fell break and busted open the entrance door of the police station. Now at the police station, these six people, they all united, but unfortunately due to the heavy noise made, all the zombies in the city now surrounded the police station. Then in the struggle for survival, Nixie and her cop fiancé, Rema, they got beaten and they joined the flock of zombies, while Bank, who was deeply injured, asked Kenneth, Rena, and Rema to escape through the back door quickly so that he can sacrifice himself by blowing up the police station, which was now flooded with zombies. After these three persons escaped through the back door, Bank lighted up the police station and burned down everything to the ground, including himself and all the zombies. Now Kenneth, Karina, and Reha survived, and we thought it was over, but unfortunately Kenneth discovered that she has been beaten, so she reconciled with her best friend Karina and she asked her to take care of her son Reha, and Karina promised her that she would do so. Then the movie ended by Karina and Reha moving out of the city on a bike while Kenneth shot herself with a gun before she was able to turn to a zombie. But remember, all these horrors were caused by one portion of the Elixir medicine that was taken by Kenneth's father. Then at the moment, the second portion of this medicine has now been taken by Grace in another city of Indonesia. So watch out for part 2 of this movie because more horror awaits. So this is the breakdown of this movie, The Elixir of 2025. Then coming down to the lessons learned from this movie, I can share one key lesson with you, and this lesson is you can never cheat nature. Despite how much you try, you can never play smart on nature. In this movie, the Elixir herbal medicine was produced to alter the balance of nature by making people young forever. Although it worked for a while, but its side effect was immediate and very devastating. It takes control, kills the person, and turns that person to a zombie. So in this life, all that glitters are not good. So this is just my takeaway lesson that you should never try to play a smart game on nature because you can never cheat nature. It will always backfire. So finally, coming down to the movie rating of this content, I'm going to rate this movie 8 over 10 because this movie has an interesting story plot. This movie is so nice and it's horror. This movie reminds me so much of the popular Resident Evil movie. I love this movie and its ending created rooms for other franchises of this movie to come in the future. Despite this movie is an Indonesian movie, but this movie is so nice, it's so cool, and it's awesome. So to me, I'm giving this movie 8 over 10, and this is for my Blockbuster TV. I thank you all guys for watching this movie's podcast to the end. So we have come to the end of this podcast, and I'm glad that I've shared this movie with you. And if you haven't watched this movie, please go take a look at this movie, and trust me, you will love it. So for this content, I've given you the story plot about this movie, the breakdown, I've given you the lessons, and also I've given you the movie rating about this content. So guys, if you're watching and you're here, subscribe. Please hit the subscribe button, like, comment, share, support us, and join our membership to get exclusive contents on this channel. So guys, that is it for today, and I'll be so glad to see you in our next movies podcast. So thank you so much again. Have a wonderful day wherever you are. Take care of yourself, and bye.